Kim Kardashian hit the Balenciaga runway, dripping in over 250 carats of diamonds, worth more than most people's homes. And yet, no one cheered. No one clapped. Some front row guests didn't even glance her way. One observer whispered, "Is she walking or trying not to collapse?" That awkward energy set the tone for Paris Fashion Week 2025, which quickly unraveled into a chaotic spectacle of desperation and excess. Sanchez flaunted a $6,000 purse made to look like a coffee cup, crafted from actual calfskin. Rinna showed up looking like she was cosplaying as a stuffed mushroom. And then Cardi B brought a real crow on her arm, sending both the press and the internet into meltdown mode. But beneath the surface-level chaos were serious rumors, including Kim reportedly suffering a private meltdown at the Bezos wedding after getting upstaged by Sydney Sweeney and ignored by Orlando Bloom. Stick around until the very end, because we'll show you the fake AI video that made the internet believe Kim spent $10 million on a handbag and sprinted like she was in Ocean's 11. Kim Kardashian's runway appearance was meant to be a showstopper, her ultimate comeback moment. Instead, it became the laughingstock of Paris Fashion Week. Wearing a black Balenciaga ensemble dripping in diamonds, she shuffled down the runway like she was dragging a boulder. Social media erupted. Comments compared her walk to a drunk mom coming home at 2 a.m. Another viral joke read, "Her knees are screaming." Others questioned if she was physically okay. But here's the kicker. Kim is still representing Balenciaga, despite the brand's highly publicized scandal involving inappropriate imagery with children. Many questioned how she could remain loyal to a brand mired in controversy. Some even accused her of being tone-deaf, suggesting she ignores similar concerns when showcasing her own kids on social media. She didn't address any of it. Instead, she went on with her day, wearing outfit after outfit like nothing had happened. And that included a highlighter pink jumpsuit with built-in boots that people said made her look stumpy. But this was only the beginning of her unraveling. Kim's walk was the centerpiece of 100 memes. Even people who usually ignore Fashion Week were reposting clips with captions like, "Me trying to act sober in front of my parents." Worse, footage showed Kim seemingly Googling herself in between fittings. Some believed she was editing selfies, while others were convinced the screen-out phone angle was staged, just to get people talking. One user posted, "She wanted us to notice, and we did. But not for the reason she hoped." To add fuel to the fire, a viral AI video showed Kim sprinting through a showroom with the recently sold $10 million Birkin bag. The catch? It was fake, totally fabricated, but the internet ran with it anyway. And why wouldn't they? Kim's known for borrowing high-end items just for photo ops. Most insiders agree she wouldn't spend that kind of money, not even to make a point. The actual buyer? A Japanese collector, reportedly anonymous and deeply private. But that didn't stop tabloids from screaming, "Kim buys $10 million bag." And as the lies spread, so did Kim's discomfort. Before Paris Fashion Week, Kim attended Jeff Bezos and Sanchez's extravagant wedding in Venice. But it wasn't a fairy tale weekend for her. It was a confidence-crushing reality check. All eyes were on Sydney Sweeney, who was spotted dancing with Tom Brady until 2 a.m. Meanwhile, Kim was barely acknowledged. Sources claimed she had a full-blown private meltdown, telling friends she felt like just another guest. Adding insult to injury, Orlando Bloom, with whom Kim was rumored to be romantically linked, also spent the evening chatting with Sydney. Some guests whispered Kim was visibly upset. One insider said she didn't lash out, but the sadness was written all over her face. "She's used to being the moment," they said. But that night, she wasn't even a mention. For someone whose entire brand relies on being the influencer, this shift in attention was a triggering blow. And it wouldn't be the last time Kim was upstaged that week. Sanchez arrived at Fashion Week trying to match the energy of a billionaire's new bride. But instead, she gave coffee shop cosplay. She strutted in with a $6,000 Balenciaga clutch, shaped like a paper coffee cup. And yes, it's made of real calfskin with a brass lid. Social media was outraged. "This isn't just tasteless, it's grotesque," wrote one fashion blogger. Ever since her wedding to Jeff Bezos, Lauren's been acting like Hollywood royalty. She made appearances at multiple shows, inserting herself into photo ops with actual A-listers. "She really believes she's arrived," said one stylist who attended Dior's show. But the room disagrees. It's rumored she may be aligning herself with Balenciaga, a move critics say would be perfectly on brand for her, flashy, tone-deaf, and controversial. But Lauren wasn't the only one turning heads for the wrong reasons. Lisa Rinna was about to give her a run for her tacky money. Lisa Rinna pulled up to Paris Fashion Week in what looked like a cross between a mushroom costume and an unzipped sleeping bag. Her hair looked like she'd just woken up from a nap, and her smile screamed, "Please still recognize me." Viewers called it early Balenciaga cosplay. One said, "This is what happens when QVC fashion meets couture dreams." There's strong speculation that Rinna is trying to claw her way back onto the Real Housewives. And let's be honest, she hasn't made headlines like this since her Bravo days. But even her most over-the-top looks couldn't compete with what Cardi B brought to the table. Or rather, what Cardi B brought on her arm. Cardi B came to slay, and she brought backup. Perched on her arm was a real crow, stiff and regal, like something out of a dark fairy tale. She wore a massive flower-structured gown, oversized and impossible to sit in, but jaw-droppingly gorgeous. Online reactions were surprisingly warm. "Cardi actually brought fashion back," one user wrote. Another said, "Offset who? She's thriving." But the crow made people nervous. Some believed it was a cryptic message to her ex, Offset. Others saw it as a cursed omen. Cardi didn't explain it. She just smiled for the cameras, and it worked. She looked confident, happy, and most importantly, relevant. But not everyone at Fashion Week handled the pressure with that kind of grace. This year's Paris Fashion Week looked more like a haunted circus than a celebration of design. One designer sent male models down the runway with latex breasts strapped to their thighs. Another dressed women in oversized plastic male torsos. And there were even tributes to Sydney Sweeney's body, like actual garments molded into exaggerated versions of her curves. Critics blasted it. "This is objectification pretending to be fashion." Women's bodies are not Halloween costumes. It wasn't just tone-deaf, it was desperate. And then came the Rick Owens show, where models literally swam to the runway, soaking wet in freezing weather, just to parade around in rock-hard sculptural coats. "Models go through too much for this man," one viewer said. Another joked, "I'm too broke to understand this art." But the weirdness didn't stop there. Suddenly, everyone started dressing like Kim K's B-side. Nicole Kidman showed up in a stiff black coat that looked eerily similar to Katy Perry's Fashion Week look. Katy, for her part, looked like a stern high school principal, about to lead a staff meeting. And then there was Gracie Abrams, whose outfit didn't break headlines, but did make sense. Europe was suffering a heat wave. Everyone else was layered in black coats and leather. Gracie wore something light, breathable, and weather-appropriate. It wasn't stunning, but it was sane. Meanwhile, Lauren Sanchez somehow reappeared again and again. Guests joked she had a teleporter, or just Bezos' black card. But the most unexpected name to dominate headlines? A live streamer few had heard of, Jay Seno. Jay Seno was doing a casual live stream at Paris Fashion Week when a fan approached asking for a photo. Jay politely declined, but the fan wouldn't back off. Moments later, things escalated fast. The fan grabbed Jay's arm, trying to force a selfie. Security jumped in, but apparently held Jay back, not the aggressor. Jay's audience watched it all unfold in real time. One clip shows him yelling, "Y'all holding me," and letting him just stand there. The incident spread like wildfire. People were outraged, not just at the security fail, but at how normal celebrity harassment has become. Some said the moment was staged. Others believed it was the price of microfame in the livestream era. But either way, Jay Seno's name was trending. And now back to the lie that fooled the world. In the final act of the Paris Fashion Week circus, a deepfake AI video convinced thousands of people that Kim Kardashian sprinted through a showroom with a $10 million Birkin bag. The video looked real. Kim looked confident. The storyline? She bought it. But here's the truth. It wasn't Kim. It wasn't real. She didn't buy the bag. The real buyer was a Japanese private collector. Kim has a well-known strategy. She borrows luxury goods, posts the photos, and gives them back. She's not reckless with money. She's strategic with perception. And yet, the AI clip fooled even fashion insiders. It was the perfect finale to a week built on illusion. Paris Fashion Week used to be about bold innovation, high art, and quiet power. Now, it's about chaos, clout, and going viral. Kim flopped, Lauren clowned, Lisa begged for attention, Cardi conquered, with a crow no less. What once stood for luxury now feels like satire. So here's the big question for you. Is this the future of fashion or the end of it? Drop your take in the comments. Who won the week? Who needs to be banned from next season? And who actually served a look worth remembering? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Celebrity Scandal Watch, because next time, we're diving into the Emmys. And the tea from backstage? Let's just say some people's careers might not survive the night.